Buenos días. Vamos a continuar por donde lo dejamos. Tengo aquí una listita que me hice con cosas que vamos a hacer en el orden en el que he puesto yo aquí. Por las horas y esas mierdas. Y primero es hablar con la rubia. Literalmente pone a hablar con la rubia. Luego las botas del cadáver, investigar el apartamento 20 y 10. Abrir la puerta baja. De debajo de los balcones. Ir a por lo de la pistola y el origen del disparo. En esos órdenes.
Everything still me?
This man probably.
Very cool.
Very cool.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes, keep saving that economy.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
Super cool. Now
The sneakers seem to.
the junk is yours, officer.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué puedo? Porque tengo dinero.
Shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
100% guarantee. Bueno, y a ver, importante. Objetos. Esto. Véndelos. Ahora en 30. Vale. Mi coordinación, los zapatos me dan. ¿Uno de percepción? ¿Qué hago yo con estos zapatos de mierda? No hay un botón aquí para ordenar, ¿no? Ni nada de eso. Voy a poner esta. A limitado te refieres. Me quita uno de enciclopedia, pero tampoco me preocupa. Esto. Patina de coordinación ojo humano. Split Corps. Me ha dado de enciclopedia por la gafa. Está muy bien. Si pudiera... Pues claro, cuando me las pongo y me las quito, me las reordena. Me parece a mí, entonces da un poco igual. Bueno. Vamos a lo que íbamos. Estoy interiorizando algo, ¿no? Generador de fechas de nacimiento. Vale. Habíamos puesto ya las langostas en la trampa. Lo mismo si esta gente sigue aquí, aunque siendo las 9. Ah, ya se ha ido. Mierda, tío.
Hello,
A
dear.
ver si...
Thank you for doing that, dear.
mira.
Her smile is weary. Earlier, a bully.
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him. I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say.
Her voice is shaky. What is going on here?
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
You've come so far. You can't leave those locusts there, waiting on the ghost read with no one to witness when it appears.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a...
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
Different? How?
Answering a question with a question, for example. Defensive isn't her usual style.
I'm in doubt, sweetie. That's all. It's a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone.
Pero como tú eres policía... Venga, hombre.
You are a police officer.
And when a police officer asks, you must...
Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just... Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not. Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
A terrible sting in the heart. Regret.
No, sweetie. There's more to it than that. Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence
Como los católicos.
that I'm some queen of the
No,
cryptozoologists. That, and for years his belief made me believe too.
That I am a queen, an extraordinary witness to grace.
But now, we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think
An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence, and care.
But it is. We've spent years searching for the phasmid, hunting it together. Without it, if I hadn't led him down this path, he could have a steady job lecturing at a university.
You know, this reminds you of the Pericanasian theory of love. In essence, love is a relay out of death. Generation by generation, our love remains in our progeny. Lay some of that on her.
Oh, sweetie, I don't think the Pericarnassians were thinking of people in my situation. I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I arrived, on our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists...
She has to swallow to relax her throat. It's keeping her from talking.
Maybe. But then why do I not dare tell him? I've wasted enough of your time with this. What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life.
Are there? Some of the other things are pretty bad.
I'm not sure of anything. Sometimes I still see it, you know. The real memory. Not the memory of the memory, but...
Rising, unfolding from the reeds on a hot summer's day.
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary. Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on a dream.
No one can stop you from finding the phasmid.
Voluntad.
Okay, it's 1113 Tabernacle Road.
A sigh. She doesn't think you'll need it.
You're welcome, sweetie. I'm glad it helped you, even though it turned out to be a
waste of time. A dream. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quietly as she gets to
Silenciosamente.
the doors, then pushes them open. Outside the cold. The lieutenant's
The lieutenant. Controlador aquí me molesta.
two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman having. It is possible that it came from B Prime. You can't know for sure until you. The lieutenant would probably agree that, in this situation, it's best to be.
The lieutenant. Señorita. ¿Dónde va?
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for. I really don't know, sir. I certainly don't feel like I've won. I feel like shit, sir. All the time.
She smiles, a bitter little smile. She means it.
Clearly, I haven't. We're having this conversation, aren't we? How well could it have gone? I mean, I'm stuck in Martinez just like all of us. I've been up here for I don't know how long now. I like to call this my rooftop containment facility. I don't know what to say. None of this is fortuitous for me. For my sins, of course. The long-standing sins of a bad, frivolous for destroying my first love. For working for bad people.
She nods, slowly, carefully even. There is suddenly a strange glint in her eyes.
Ah, yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you you're a police officer.
The date of your re-entry into the fossil record.
Wow. That's some creation myth stuff right there. Wow. Elysium. You don't hear that term often.
She's a glib girl, but she liked the wording.
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disc. I can't say. Probably not. Sounded. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them.
Oh, that? Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO, the better.
OO were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Then, doesn't life get hard because we go on?
It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and a slow, sad song started playing. Like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of that time you were yelling along that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but You sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on. Then you started screaming and trashed the place. A window was smashed, the tape player probably, the song stopped. And furniture too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. No problem, sir.
A ver. Vamos a hacer otra vez escalofríos. Va. Tres de escalofríos al menos. Vamos a hacer unas cuantas tiradas. Quiero sacar esto a ver qué pasa.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder
Sigo teniendo 4 y
investigation.
me sigue dando como 3. O sea, hola.
Nothing happens. There is a mass of... The sky is low.
So, officer,
Esta tirada va a ser una puta locura con un 3%. Además, es 3% porque sí, porque llevo un montón de cosas que me aumentan el nivel de escalofrío. Y se la suda. Sigue poniendo 3 y no me pone menos nada ni más nada. O sea,
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it...
Nothing happened.
no sé si repetirlo hasta que salga, pero un poco de pereza, ¿no? Vamos a tachar, por cierto, hablar con la rubia. Una menos.
I was just thinking, what...
Nothing happens.
I was just thinking, what...
Nothing happens. The sky is low.
So,
Chao. Nothing is happening. Que si esto está mojado por debajo. Pero tanto calor hace. Aquí dentro, que esto está lleno de vaho.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it...
Nothing happened. The
Qué
sky is
divina,
low.
¿sabes?
So,
He intentado 2 o 3 veces más y tiramos para adelante. Que esto no tiene mucho sentido. Si fuera al menos un poquito más que un 3%, pues dices, vale, pero... es que con un 3% no se puede hacer nada. La cantidad de puntos que tenemos ya. De hecho, meterle un punto de escalofrío que estamos, ¿no?
I was just thinking,
8.
what
Wow.
a ni...
Nothing happens.
Sí, sí, con 8 sí.
I was just thinking,
Nothing.
Y la última.
I was just thinking.
Nothing happened. The sky is low.
So,
Un 6 y un 1.
officer,
Ah, déjame que lo intente otra vez más. 6 y un 1 está muy cerca de conseguir algo.
I was just thinking.
Nothing happened. The sky is low.
So,
Un 6 y un 2. Venga, otra más. Ahora,
I
esta es la
was
buena, esta es la
just
buena.
thinking.
Nothing happens. There is a mass of
There is mass sweat. Sweat.
I was just thinking.
nothing happens. There is a mass of dry.
Lo siento, es que me puede, ¿eh? Soy un adicto. Soy un adicto, tengo un problema.
I was just thinking.
Nothing happens. There is a mass of droplets.
Un 6 y un
above the
4,
planetary-
tío.
The
Es que
sky
estaba ahí ya. Estaba ahí ya. Venga, va, venga, va. Vamos a hacer eso.
I was just thinking. What an. I really don't know, sir.
She smiles.
How well.
The wet wind.
I'm stuck in.
She nods. There is suddenly a strange glint in her
No lo he hecho
eyes.
bien. Vale.
Not malicious, but dangerous. Nothing happens. There is a mass of the sky.
Un trío,
So,
no hago nada.
officer.
No, vamos. No ha podido ser. No ha podido ser, ya está. No pasa nada. Estoy pensando en jugarnos otro juego largo después de este. Si me apetece. Empezarnos quizás el Divinity Original Sin 2. Es un juego denso, largo. Madre mía. Vaya cosa. Segundilla. Esos juegos de rol bien denso, de combates por turnos. De tirarte ahí la vida misma, jugando. La vida misma. Oh, macho. No lo hagas.
Hey, another thing. Yes.
Another thing. Yes. Vale, ahora sería las botas del cadáver.
This orange machine. You slip. No. If you want to try.
Equip the pry bar by going to the tools.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. A friendly cartoon.
Pero ¿y dónde está el cadáver? Mírate, mira, ya me está tocando un poco los cojones, la verdad. Bueno, no es esto.
This orange turning the is all gone. Turning the crank is all gone now. Two cables are plugged into the.
Vamos a ver. Lo voy a buscar porque ya me está tocando los cojones. Perdón. Hotel. Vale. Ah, claro. Claro. Para lo de las botas necesitabas que cuando terminaras de hablar con... O sea, cuando lo bajaras del árbol, decirle a Kim que no se lo llevara todavía. Si yo qué sé, tío. Si dijo de guardarlo en un frigorífico, coño, pues haberlo guardado en el puto frigorífico. Hago la puta. Pues nada. Tachamos otra. Las botas del cadáver porque no las vamos a poder completar. Vámonos. Más rapidito, hijo. Vamos a hacer la prueba de abrir aquí. Bueno, no, vamos a ir primero a lo del balcón. No voy a hacer que se haga demasiado de noche y ya no esté. El Shaba. El Shaba. El Shaba. El Shaba con el que tengo que hablar. El Shaba. Tsunami. Coño.
This door is made of number 28. No one answers. Looks like he isn't home. You should come back later, after 2100.
Después de las 21. Ya son después de las 21.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets and motorways. It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight.
Beautiful. So tell me, are you here to make things right again? Beautiful. I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting. Mm-hmm. That's why I chose this place. Martinez is special, isn't it? It does feel like the end of the week. It's so magical. Trust me. You do. That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my...
He takes another drag of his unfiltered.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious.
To the city. It's a beautiful night.
A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the chemicals
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, alright?
Joder.
and he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for
Ah, pues no me ha salido. Era simplemente un punto de algo. Vale. Pues entró que era tu amigo. A ver qué es lo que. Mm, ¿No será? Ah, no, no, porque se está muerto. Coño. Qué chulo. ¡Ay! No me he cambiado. Llevo la ropa mal. Piriritín. Hostia. Sí, está bien guapo, ¿eh? Este es el 28, lo podemos tachar. Ah, ¿ves? Tú como el 28 también, yo ya lo apunté y lo taché. Eso tenía algo de lógica. Creo que me quedo con esto. Si no me de 2 de percepción, creo que eran las botas, ¿no? Ah, las botas me dan uno. O los guantes. Ah, pero son. Ah, no, estos son de conectividad. Pues nada. Me quedo así entonces. Bueno, vamos a guardar y a ver qué nos cuenta.
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
You shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason, you feel this man is your superior, but he's not in the command. His hands are clean and well manicured. This is a man who knows the importance of appearance.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur la Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here.
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot. Yes, make it clear you're the one setting the terms here.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive. That's really all I can tell you about it.
That didn't work at all.
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
He didn't see the hanging. He saw the little show staged by the Hardys. Let him talk. He may know more than even he knows.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal.
He holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers, like a drama teacher setting the scene.
No. I mean, it was so strange. I could barely believe. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows. That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this. Only that there were about 8 or 10. I couldn't make out anything. It was so dark. And it was quiet. Quietest lynching I've ever heard of, let alone heard. But I suspect you knew that already. I can't say I'm surprised. The fine reputation of the coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight. Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. You could say I'm undoing some of the... Yes, as I said before, I'm a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute...
Wait, there isn't actually an Institute of Price Stability, is there? Or maybe there is. God, it's impossible to understand.
La communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition.
Coalition.
In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution. Your employer, technically speaking. The governing authority of Revachol. The RCM is but one part of this provision. It is the most important thing. It's the central goal of any sound monarchy, which is essential for maintaining... Take your daily bread, for example. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation, but not too far below. No. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to two. The coalition believes in the importance of informing a sound monetary policy. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. It's the International Organization for Moralists. Hence, But of course, because moralists believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values. The Occident is part of the normal world. Oranje, Sur-la-Clé. Martinez? No. Martinez is something else. Revachol is generally difficult, but they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking. Ah, my friend. But the lesson of the revolution is that communism does not work. It's moving towards the right direction, and that's all that matters. Now, enough of this delightful What's there to say? Moreover...
Darling, that can't be an official designation.
Because a great percentage of Revachol. Oranje is an exemplary nation. As founding member, Oranje is...
Me aburro un poco, la verdad.
That didn't tell you anything about Oranje.
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
If he knows so much about Oranje...
Whatever you wish, officer. A fugitive?
Hypothetically speaking, you might add.
Well, I would say that is very bad indeed. What sort of a fugitive are we talking about here? That could be quite bad, depending on what sort of place you're talking about. That is extremely serious. Corporate espionage may take... This fugitive must be turned over to the ICP.
Stop. Before you do anything, consider the consequences. Have you thought about what this might mean for Claudia? Don't concern yourself with the feelings of a lawbreaker. It's your... The man looks at you expectantly. Now's your chance, sire. Which of your enemies would you most like to make trouble for?
As a common lorry driver, you say? Interesting. Are you sure? Much as I'm inclined to believe you, I'm not sure my colleagues at the... I'll make note of your claims in my report, but I'm sorry to say it's likely to end up in the back of the filing cabinet. Yes. Well, no matter. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss? Oh, that's unusual. The Oraniers are not the kind of people you associate with heinous crimes. It's such an... Well, certainly one cannot rely simply on generalizations. That would go against our commitment to... And, of course, any loss of life is a tragedy. So tell me, what have you learned about the victim? Ah, what a shame. A man cut down in his prime earning years. Ah, he was a soldier. Aha! A condottiere.
Condottiere.
Yes, it's hard to believe they still exist. Officer, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead. Anything else? Extremely. Suffice it to say, it's the responsibility of any good welfare. They gave him a success. What else has your investigation uncovered? That is extremely unfortunate. But rest assured, the Oranier... Oh, it's hard to put an exact date on it. I believe the proposal... See? That's the kind of... Oh, great shame, yes. Colonialism, which is why the work of... As I said, I do hope you're able to bring... Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra. Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more... That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since. EPIS is a very special program developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing.
God, yes. Sweet standardization. The backbone of rationality. And
It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic Why, it stands for progress and stability, like the moral. It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We are very excited to take it to the next level. A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident. You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent. It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS.
except that candidate members never become full members, do they?
No, candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? But we were talking about my friend here. How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola? Oil platforms. Au contraire. It's how millions of people... Sorry, who? But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his... Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts.
As though you weren't envious enough of the boy as it...
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps I'm just enjoying the view. Listen. The Insulindian Bay. This place used to be a luxury, but the million real... My friend comes and goes.
A busy bee.
I'm all ears. A moment. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave. It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen.
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young...
Sure, go ahead.
No hay mucho que hacer, la verdad.
Was there anything else? Of course.
Bueno. Vale, pues hemos visitado el 28, que es el que taché en su momento, con lo cual, pues retachado, supongo. Voy a guardar otra vez. Vamos a pinchar
A
aquí.
weathered brown door. The number reads, "This is the door." You already know it's the right door. Get yourself together. It's
Hello? Who is it? The police. A moment, please.
there's fear in her voice.
Come in. The door is open.
Come in, the door is open. Vale, pues hemos entrado en el 30. O sea, en el 30, en el 20. Fantástico con los números yo, joder. Cierto es. Hola, inspector. Espérate, que te voy a robar unas cuantas cosas, coño. Yo si yo abro aquí... Aquí de puntito, ¿no? Qué guapo. Nah. Mismo, ¿no? ¿Es tú?
It's you from the book stand.
Coño.
Did you come to bring my cockatoo back? I don't think I introduced myself.
Ahora primero.
It's you. I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again?
Coño.
I can come pick him up in the station if that's what. No, this is something much worse. Is he in a hospital?
How about some small talk before you break the news? Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place.
How have I been? You're not here to discuss me. What?
Can't write a scene without knowing the actors.
People got to eat. What? It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and the girls are staying at their friend's place tonight.
She swallows.
He has a problem with drinking, and so he's probably in the box drinking with his... No, I guess I'll find out when he decides to come back. It shouldn't be long from now. Oh, it's in Jamrock, the one at Mayro Street. I don't know the official name. I think, yes,
It is.
just to return a book of mine. Why?
Do something. Break something. It's a fool's hope.
Yes. His old leather jacket. It's just your average brown leather jacket, but yes. The lining is hand-sewn, it's blue. I tried...
She folds her.
Voy a guardar. Voy a ponerme cosas con mucha empatía. Ok. Se va a liar esto. Uf, ¿cómo se va a liar esto? Mira, empatía. Empatía. Ya está, no hay nada más que me dé empatía. Qué raro, la verdad. Pero bueno.
She looks up, too anxious to say anything. I don't want.
No. Ah, no, esta la quiero sacar, pero lo siento mucho.
She looks up to, and I don't want to.
Tío. Que tengo la empatía de las que tengo más subidas, cojones. No me hagas esto. Yo la empatía creo que era la que cogí como principal, ¿no? Y al final prácticamente no estamos usando nada. No es de las que más esté usando precisamente. Empatía a los 8, joder. Más las
She looks
bonificaciones.
Too anxious to say I don't.
Macho, deja de tocarme los cojones.
She looks up to, and you've done this before. Just keep your focus. Yes, that's the most important. No euphemisms. This is what you came here for.
What did you say? Oh. Oh. But he was just...
But he was just here, alive.
What happened to him? Was he drunk? I see. And you just found him there. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever. She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts.
My handkerchief. No, no. I just need to tell my girls.
Unreal.
God. Should I call them? Should I tell...
No. A day.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you. Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he?
You know the answer to this. Oddly, you just do.
I see. Well, thank you for telling me.
A very good call. You must leave.
Thank you for telling me, officer.
Qué duro. Y qué frío tengo, coño. Uf. Además, es que claro, no paro de repetirme que esta fue la señora a la que estuvimos de cachondeo diciéndole: y su marido ha desaparecido, ¿no? No sé qué, su marido ha desaparecido y sus niñas y sus hijos han desaparecido también. Yo se los buscaré, no se preocupe. Que como... Pues... Parece que sí que habían desaparecido, sí. Su marido sí que había desaparecido un poco. Y no va a volver. Hay algo... Ah, los zapatos. Los zapatos tenemos estos. Ahora ya solo falta el apartamento 10. Luego la puerta de abajo, de debajo de los balcones, la de la derecha. Aunque antes creo que vamos allá a lo de la pistola. Esta señora sigue aquí.
You hear someone walking around inside.
Excuse me?
There's no sweet talking your way in there. You have plenty of reason to enter.
Oh, come on.
Well, That was easy.
Sí que ha sido fácil, sí. Deberías llevártelas. ¿Por qué no? Más unos impuestos indirectos. ¿Y usted quién es?
Satisfied? My
Agente
name is
inmobiliario.
Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in.
Boy, there are a lot of different keys there. Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't leak?
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under. Be friendly.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place. It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
A sudden serious look crosses her face.
But that was months ago. Anyway, it is. Everyone says the real estate agents don't do anything. But here I am. So the sooner we get this over. Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the. And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
The sum must have been. Oh, it irks her. The incompetence.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it. These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with art.
The radio computer wizards are invested with magical economic powers. It's as if they're real wizards.
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea. Both apartments are now Of course.
Informemos a la señora de la limpieza, claro. Por eso está aquí, para que la informemos, entiendo.
Give me a moment. I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. Yes, well, I hope they're good people.
Your statements are too vague to comment on.
Coño, no tiene cara. ¿Cómo da cuenta ahora? Bueno, me voy quedando sin cosas que hacer. Así que vamos a la salida. Ya hemos hecho esta. Vamos a tacharla. Y vamos a por la pistola. ¡Tecán! ¡Payum, payum! Que ya hemos tardado mucho, la verdad, en conseguir la pistola. Se supone que dijo que era en el puerto, ¿no? Dice gente ida a la aldea costera, nos vemos allí, Joyce. Vale. Son las 22, ¿no? A recuperarla. La encontrarás en el paseo marítimo, más allá de la aldea pesquera. Más allá de la aldea pesquera. Ah, eso es lo que consideran ellos como paseo marítimo. Registra la isla. Es que no sé qué. A ver, espérate. Mapa. ¿Qué llaman ellos a la isla? Aquí no hay nada que se llame la isla. ¿Esto? Esto no es accesible. Vamos a haber conseguido antes el mapa, la verdad. La isla es esto. Yo entiendo que la isla es esto, pero no podemos llegar a la isla. Así que no sé. Bueno, el paseo marítimo aparentemente es por el otro lado. Yo creía que el paseo marítimo era esto, era esta zona de aquí. Pero se ve que no. ¿Qué tengo nuevo? Ah, estos mocasines. Bueno, mocasines saltarines con las pieles. Ya lo ven, ya lo ven. Me quedaba yo pensando si me pone la marca de lo del cartel aquí, significará quizás que es que el cartel ha sido movido y ahora está a este lado. Quiero mover más rápido, coño. No, aquí no hay nada. Coño, me ha parecido ver a 4. Ah, es que aquí esta zona de la interfaz parece como que hace reflejo. ¿Ese marítimo será esto? ¿Esta zona de aquí? Es esta zona de aquí. Hostia, esa señora tiene una pinta de estar como una cabra.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now!
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
The man appears to be pulling out an object from his pocket. Superseding event. Split-second decision. Get on the ground. Subject yourself to a full-body cavity search.
In her mind, the cavity search is happening. As you have to go for the gun sooner or later. Perhaps you can learn crucial facts.
It's the goddamn police shitbag.
She thinks she's a police officer. Try treating her like a police.
What? Sir?
In this moment of hesitation, she almost doesn't seem disturbed, but like someone suddenly wakened from a deep sleep. With a swift, poorly coordinated move, the woman slams the
Officer compromise. Unlawful impersonation. Pigs en route.
Okay, she's actually...
Back up. Back up. Back up. No. Oh, no. No. I thought Mr. Moran. Gareth.
There's a scenario unfolding in her head right now.
Law enforcement compromised. Impersonating.
Does she not believe you're actually a...
License and registration license.
It's not a code, just disjointed words.
Confined quarters. Assailant coming at me. Split-second decision.
Oh my god. Condition... No. What is this?
Please, God, where's that bullets? What is this? Why did you sell me this?
She looks devastating. Grab the gun right now.
No one ever cares anymore.
This limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering.
Mira para allá,
is
vaya espectáculo, la
grinding
verdad.
to a halt. Okay, you need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch. The catatonic woman, especially now that she's unarmed, doesn't seem to be a threat to anyone but herself.
Please leave the radio on.
Reflex to what? She stands motionless.
Un segundillo. ¿Qué pasa si le doy...? Solo tengo una de estas para curarme, tío.
The woman is one of those things, police cap. She doesn't even flinch, as the old woman doesn't.
Autoridad. Esto me da dos de lógica. Pues ya hemos recuperado la pistolita. Otra cosa menos. Esto es el paseo marítimo, o sea que aquí es donde tengo que comprobar si se disparó también, ¿no? Entiendo que por esta zona de aquí. No creo yo que...
There's some tear. A man.
No tengo ni- Que no entiendo. Lista de ida en busca de indicios de disparo. Lista del paseo marítimo en busca de indicios de disparo. Esto es el paseo marítimo, ¿no? Según he entendido yo. Aquí no puedo ir. Es que no sé, o sea...
A metal
Sí,
payphone
he podido usar
under
esto.
a yellow plastic dome. There's a bitter, caustic life is garbage.
Y me hago daño. Enemigo del rey físico. Logro desbloqueado.
The cold metal.
Me muero.
You feel something in your chest. An unnatural pressure. Very, very bad. All you...
Me he muerto.
Cop suffers final heart attack.
Hola. Ya no sepa dónde ir, o sea, busque indicios de disparos. Que. Este paseo marítimo en busca de indicios de disparo. Pues no sé qué decirte, tío. En plan, el paseo marítimo es este trocito de aquí, no tiene más. Y no parece que haya ningún indicio de disparo.
Yes, what is it? What? No.
She has not seen.
No se separa, ¿eh? No sé dónde más ir. ¿Este barco? Ah, esto es justo a la otra zona del... ¿Sí? ¿Así da la vuelta a esto? Ah, sí, sí, claro. Hostia, no sabía yo que estuviera tan cerca. Creía que estaba un poquito más apartado, la verdad. Este árbol parecía una persona tirada en el suelo.
A few poor things. A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall, with another 7 shades standing 10 meters from. I'm just a representation of your mental faculties, a cold.
Que lo mismo paseo marítimo, tío. No sé. Oye, ¿dónde está? Hostia, el cargador de mi móvil no está aquí. Ahora voy a tener que hacer una pausita.
vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth. Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer. There's no echo.
Genial. Pues aquí, viajar aquí, viajar. Ah, que había viaje rápido. Fuck, es cierto. ¿Qué otra cosa me falta? Origen del disparo y abrir puerta baja. Puerta baja era por aquí. Ay. ¿Qué pasa? Me sigue el arcano. Estoy rayando demasiado lo de la... Es que la isla, ¿cómo? A ver, espérate. A ver si es que... Yo no estoy entendiendo esto. Porque la isla parece ser ese trozo de piedra que hay en el mapa, ¿no? Arriba, que nunca hemos ido porque obviamente no tenemos forma de ir. A ver si es que hablando con esta señora nos dice de llevarnos en barco o algo. Y yo no lo sé.
Waves are beginning to die down.
¿Una de estas dos? Más rápido, coño.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Well, technically good. Of course, I am sorry. More lessons in... Glad to have been of his... Well, good. Oh? A takeover? If they're taking it,
Like a cancer of the blood.
then we're talking about a war. Evrart needs... They most certainly are not. Crenell has 1,000 men on their payroll. The next batch will be a platoon of 20 men and a gunship. What do you suggest I do? Everything affects the decision-making process.
A constrictor knot of contrary motive.
Of course. Your job is to clean up after them. And it looks like there will... What will I do?
Her arms fall to her sides.
Did I ever tell you how they discovered this Isola? During our reality lowdown? It may be the only break we've ever caught as a species. The nations who colonized this Isola called theirs Muindi, the world. It was all they knew, all they thought would be. The Pale was thought to be impregnable, perpetual. Irene la Navigateur, the Queen of Suren, sent 8 expeditions, one after the other.
Each of those expeditions would have been led by an admiral. Sounds like a purge. Like she was purging her political rivals.
There was no precedent for such an undertaking. People thought she was punishing the admirals, or had gone mad. Until after years of trial and error, and the development of a strict psychological regime imitating the creation process.
Called Volta Doma. Or
The 8th expedition returned sane and intact. They told of a new continent of matter. They told the Queen and her counselor, Dolores Day, that the Pale had begun to condense, day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, slowly raining down until it formed a... The phenomenon has never again been encountered. For a time, the crew thought they were experienced, but they could not. They were sane and conscious, as islands began to appear on the horizon. There are 78,000 uninhabited islands in the Insulindian archipelago, officer.
you've thought it a million times.
A total shift in human comprehension of reality. On the second day, a great skua was shot down above the flagship Lizargique. 4 years later, the Queen's Counsellor was proclaimed Her Innocence Dolores Day, the elected world spirit, the age of humanism, internationalism, and parliamentary rule, the first living autonomous organism. Proof of reality. It's the symbol of In your defense, it is a nasty...
There was a sting in your heart.
On Caillou, the Pebble, the largest of the fertile, uninhabited islands of the northeast Insulindian archipelago. For the nations of Mun, but these others, there was no one but the Skua. Revolution. It is. I will surrender term...
She puts her hand in the rain. She's silent for a second.
We will see.
And what about the next time?
What happens will happen. The age of capital has only begun. I will talk to my employers in person. We will amputate and cauterize Martinez. If you handle the situation on the ground. Yes, Mr. Clare has a 2-month head start. I can't let it grow any bigger.
There are no employers. She's a member of the board. Probably a...
You are the citizens' militia. There are no superiors. That's right. We're all answerable to someone.
Hombre Sans, ¿cómo estamos? Buenos días. ¿Terminó usted el Elden Rings? ¿Cuántas horas? ¿Cuántas horas? Dígame. Eso iré cuando termine. ¡Pinche puto! Hemos sido engañados.
I am. Here I am. I am the face, and I'm here to answer. Keep the peace, and I will keep my end of the bargain. The confrontation is imminent. They have... As your investigation reaches a climax, so does theirs. They are your shadow. Protect their targets. Violence may be unavoidable, but we can soon. I do not know precisely. They have cut off all communication, you see. One last thing, Lieutenant Dubois. I've given the matter much thought and come to this conclusion. You're not an amnesiac. You're insane. I know, because I, too, am insane. I just hide my illness better. And I'm rich.
Mejor y que soy rica.
No, Detective. No one's as insane as you. I'm overexposed, baby. My travels take me through the Pale dozens of times a year.
She would die to return to it.
The same strict psychological regimen the 8th Admiral developed when he crossed the Pale and discovered this Isola. The Volta Domar.
The Volta
It's used by inter-Islary travelers and...
You could use a little...
¿Qué te cuenta, Sans, tío?
Watch out for yourself. They will strike soon.
A ver, lo que hemos desarrollado, la habilidad esta, ¿qué me da? Generador de fechas de nacimiento. El límite de lógica aumenta a 4, menos 1 de dificultades. Menos 1 de dificultad en todas las pasivas de constitución. Menos 1 de dificultad. Menos 1 de dificultad. Eso es bueno, ¿no? Menos 1 de dificultad, es que son más fáciles. Pon nada en clases online. Tiene acento British. British. Sí, aquí a mí me hace mucha gracia porque todos tienen acentos muy marcados. Y todos son muy diferentes. No sé si quitármelo o intentar meterme el milagro insulíndico. Además no tiene... Venga, va. Ya que no tiene penalización temporal. ¡Me la meto! Segundo tiempo de pandemia he pillado el... No, hombre, no. ¡No piqué! Y yo voy a mirar en internet esta misión como es porque no lo entiendo. Lo del origen del disparo. De verdad que no... A ver, disco Elysium. El origen del disparo. ¿De dónde vino el disparo? Este. A ver, es en el paseo marítimo. Ah, claro, o sea. Buenos síntomas, así que estoy en mi casita visitando tranquila. Bueno, ni tan mal, ¿no? Tampoco. Voy a bajarle un puntito aquí a esto, ¿no? Que se me está quemando toda la puta cara. Lo que pasa es que si lo bajo un poquito más. Venga, va, sí. Eddie, un Souls Player está mirando guías. Yo el primer Dark Souls, cuando me lo pasé entero, me lo pasé viendo un trocito de guía, porque no había manera de encontrar la zona por la que había que ir. Es que estoy mirando una guía porque es que aquí me pone registra la isla en busca de indicios de disparo. La isla, o sea, yo llevo 30 horas de juego y la isla no sé qué es. O sea, yo tengo aquí un mapa y aquí no sé qué es la isla. No hay nada que ponga la isla. ¿Está esto? Que esto es lo único que parece una isla, pero no hay manera de llegar ahí, ni nadie me ha hablado nunca de eso, y el juego está prácticamente acabado. O sea, que ¿qué es la isla? Y luego me pone, registra el paseo marítimo en busca de indicios de disparo. El paseo marítimo es este trocito de aquí. Yo y ese trocito de ahí no tenía ningún diálogo. O sea, no hay nada más que mirar. ¿Y qué pasa? Que yo ahora mismo estoy mirando aquí y en la guía lo que me pone es que tengo que seguir otra misión. Otra puta misión. Para poder... Ah, no, mira. En el extremo más septentrional verá una torre en ruina. Al sur de la torre... La toma. Ten en cuenta que no se trata de un objeto de literatura. Solo te colocas en el lugar adecuado aparecerá una orbe. El primero debe llegar caminando al norte del estrecho del sendero de la iglesia. El edificio abandonado... Vale, sí, este lo he hecho. En el extremo más septentrional verá una torre en ruinas. Al sur de la torre... En el extremo más septentrional. ¿Eso qué es? Ponme un mapa y márcalo con un círculo. Septentrional. Del norte relacionado con él. Pero si es que ya ha estado. Al sur de la torre. Vale, sí, este lo hemos hecho. Bla, 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 no sé qué. Pantalla de abajo. Mira la captura de la pantalla de abajo. ¡Que no hay captura! Su puta madre. Da igual. El rodaje es la isla, que está más allá del punto de no retorno en la historia. Ah. O sea, que realmente lo que tengo que hacer es seguir otra misión. Y cuando termine esa otra misión, ya voy a algo que se me desbloquea después y es el tercer punto. Completar 4 quests ajenas. Sí, sí. A ver, no es una quest ajena, pero sí que es otra quest. Vale, pues antes voy a hacer... Vale, pues eso sería lo del origen del disparo, que no lo hemos hecho, pero... Voy a apuntar aquí que es para más adelante. Y me quedaría abrir la puerta debajo de los balcones. Vamos a ello. Entonces está reventando el Elden Ring Sans. Nosotros estamos aquí con el disco Elysium, que llevamos ya dándole... Bueno, lo que he dicho, 30 horas y todas han sido en streaming. Llevo ya dos semanas y media, 2 semanas. Dándole muy fuerte a esto. La verdad es que el juego está muy chulo, ¿eh? Si te gusta el rollito... Tiene mucho texto, pero es muy original. Del Link y el Spider-Man. No está mal, no está mal. Entre el Ring y Spider-Man... Buena mezcla. Yo tengo ahí que lo mismo nos empezamos el Nier Replicanto. El remake ese que hicieron del Nier este antiguo. Vamos a guardar y vamos a ver si podemos entrar aquí y qué nos hacen si entramos.
The door. The key stops midway in the lock. Something's blocking it. The tenant's key is in the lock.
Vale. No podemos hacer nada ahí. Pues no sé si esperar ya al día siguiente, tío. Porque ya no podemos hacer nada realmente, ¿no? A ver. Esto que no sé cómo quieren que lo haga. Determinar el origen del disparo, que es terminando este. Hablar con Hardy, que no está hasta que se hace de día. Esto que no es nada. Las botas que no se puede completar. Y esto que es mañana por la mañana. Pues no podemos hacer nada. Realmente lo único que podríamos hacer es inspeccionar el edificio. Pero creo que si inspeccionamos el edificio sin Kim... no sé, creo que no va a salir bien eso. Sentarme aquí, nunca me he sentado aquí. Pero no
You
puedo
sit
con los
on the
niños.
wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
No, no. Yo no... Eso de repetir el juego tampoco me hace mucha gracia. Pero bueno, a ver, el Replicant creo que no... O sea, sí, el Replicant tendrá lo típico que tienen los Nier de que para sacar algún final más... te lo tienes que repetir varias veces, pero yo no me lo voy a pasar más de una vez. El autómata sí que es cierto que es que va por fases, por así decirlo. Entonces sí que, entre comillas, podríamos decir que hay que repetir bastantes trozos del juego. Y ese ya me lo pasé en su momento. Pero el Replicant creo que no, que el remake son unas 15 horitas o así. No es muy largo. Y tendrá rejugabilidad, pero no era obligatorio hasta donde yo sé. Así que no sé. Y puede que nos empecemos, puede, no es seguro, porque ese sí que es denso en cuanto a lo largo que es y tal. El Original Sin, el Divinity Original Sin 2. Voy a guardar aquí e intentar meter por aquí.
Behind. This is the pipe as your eyes and the pipe as your eyes and
No, entonces solo puedo subir por aquí. Dándole por fases de vez en cuando.
a rusty ladder. You shouldn't attempt to the distances between the remain. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground? And you're, not to mention that the roof is collapsing. And what if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? Astral projection.
Abre tu mente. Pero hazlo, ¿no?
The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. The distance, in addition, okay, what if you were to reconceptualize astral?
Sí, pero hazlo. No entiendo. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Que tengo que bajar más abajo? Porque no entiendo. ¿La peli de Batman? Sí, la he visto. La he visto, la he visto. No me ha hecho especial ilusión, la verdad. La vi en versión original y... no sé. Tiene cosas muy chulas. La fotografía es de locos. Me parece una obra de arte visualmente. Y hay algunas cositas que están muy chulas. Pero a mí personalmente la película no me hizo mucha gracia. Tengo ganitas, la verdad, pero en fin, COVID. Pues cuando la veas, vente y coméntame. A ver qué te ha parecido. Pues yo tengo ambas. ¿Y por qué no me dejas? Es que no lo entiendo. Mucho astral proyección, pero no me dejas hacer nada. Veo gente que me ha dicho que le ha gustado y gente que me ha dicho que no. O sea que... Pues no sé cómo quiere que haga la Astral Projection, porque no me deja, no me pone nada. Si me saco la linterna, ¿qué? No, es una espada... Una espada revolucionaria.
Behind the pipe. This isn't going to work without the pipe as your eyes. And
Nada, es que no puedo hacer nada. Pues nada, pues me voy a dormir. Tal, no me da más opciones. Un sable estándar de 115 milímetros. Es de adorno. No es para usarla, es solo para vacilar. Lo voy a guardar por aquí y me voy a dormir.
the old. There's a gap where the name of that song should be. You should ask her about it right now.
Yes, I can't really sleep anymore. Only a few hours a night. It happens when you grow older. My suggestion is don't. Don't grow any older than you already are. A lullaby my mother used to sing. Surrender to the night.
That's kind of grim for a children's song, even if it is a lullaby.
Yes, it does. What more do you want to know? Yes,
Yes, Los borrachos ya no están aquí, ¿no? Ah, sí que están. Y la sacas es posarla.
There's
The legend! He's back! And firstly, I got
He's
smokes.
back.
Tequila, some can't really remember.
He really has no idea who this Ruby is, son.
Of course. Drink first, story later. Classy.
Hey, Spiral Boy!
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder / junior partner at a I used the profits I developed
venga.
22 it did, but now one day
His eyes.
so I was halfway done with my it was I made my naturally the situation
cómo habla, ¿eh?
ouch so I made I wish I people
Madre del amor hermoso.
That wears the
just then but when anyway so now you've heard my tragic tequila the hobo but that charm wears off pretty quick good now
you of all people
my agency I was
sound. If it sounds like it
Ah,
makes no
muchísimo.
sense, that's because
Luego
it doesn't.
De clase online y ya me he cansado. Suficiente historia.
well you know sex sells that's the first rule of advertising that's what's so what pretty
Good God, randomite, and then
Wow, you're lucky.
that's because your paws are fucking my
Hey,
shut the
I thought it was.
a gurgle.
and yeah
Que no me
tequila,
interesa.
say nah this isn't it found that's medium concept stuff totally not my style it's a big world
Hey, Dooms.
not on your tell you what tequila why don't you just hang on to that one I'll get another jacket someday what's in it
Hey, Spiral.
shut up I was once so you I do not much but it will do there
Are you
shut
Bueno, mientras me hable y me dé experiencia.
rumored to be well if I had Gertrude
tell him?
fuck right the women
Don't turn around.
Hostia,
when she's up
habla
there,
por...
Ula makes her body word gave
Habla
her
muchísimo.
anyway, that's the well some say he was an undercover cop who blew his cover and got beheaded by the vicious gang
¿Y por qué no le estás dando
Others
al
like
Elden Ring
personal
en
beliefs.
For
streaming?
some reason, this
Huh?
does strike you as the most plausible theory of them all.
That would anyway, that's the Yeah? Damn right it doesn't. No one.
Aye. I saw him one night when I was right.
Do you have anything to fortify old Doom Spiral? Tell me you got some storage. It's very hard to tell a story when one's...
He breathes in.
The tale... There are many...
Are you
Shut the... Our head... What she doesn't know. Well...
The poor...
With no head... Whoa...
Tell him about...
Fuck, Rose. Right. The wind... The women...
Don't turn around.
When she... But there... Ula make... Her body... Work... Gave her... Anyway... No one...
Aye.
Te voy a guardar.
Tequila...
Si le doy el destrozón.
No, no, no. Contrary to popular belief, I enjoy being alive. It's very hard.
Darle tranquilito, solito, sin amigos. Vale, vale, vale. Está darle de chill, de calma, con tranquilidad. Me parece buena idea. Vamos a sentarnos ahí en el banco a reflexionar. Y luego ya...
It is the...
Ah, es hora de ir a la cama, nada. Toma por culo. A la cama. Espero que no se líe. Voy a guardar.
It's getting late. And it's rain.
Entra, entra. Entra.
The bed is comfortable.
A dormir.
The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath
Voy a
the
jugar una
hut,
segunda vez.
then
Ya.
grow distant to
Además,
your
Juan
ear.
Carlos...
In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep.
Juan Carlos me dijo que se ha hecho el New Game Plus 2 veces. En plan de rapideo. Y que no está bien balanceado la dificultad. Que al menos por ahora le da la sensación de que es muchísimo más fácil hacer una segunda o una tercera run que la primera. Eso me dijo él, ¿eh?
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
How have things been going for you out there? Help
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
because you know you are a murderer.
Hear that? Iceman wants to sleep. He doesn't care about killing people. It's much, much worse than that.
A nivel de la mitad del juego para arriba. Ya. ¿Cómo? No, no, sí, las voces de este juego son la hostia. De locos. O sea, es que este juego es una obra de arte en general. O sea, los actores de voz, el argumento, cómo está presentado, el sistema de habilidades, visualmente, en plan todo, pero todo me parece una obra de arte. Es muy loco. Yo desde que me lo he empezado se lo estoy recomendando a todo el mundo. Es que tienes que explotar, es que tienes que explotar para estar al nivel de la mitad del juego para arriba. Vale, vale.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors.
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
Of hell. An ancient sadness, brother.
Everything is so okay. Your eyelids flutter open.
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church.
¿Para qué? ¿Para qué quieres eso si no lo usas? Hola. Hola, pu, hola, pu, hola, pu, hola, pu, hola, pu, hola, pu, hola, pu. No, no. Ay. ¿Qué hora tenemos? Buenos días.
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
No response. He's having a moment passes.
What about me? Good.
What about me? Good. Vamos a hablar con... Ah, bueno, los Hardys todavía no estarán allí. ¿Qué otras cosas tenemos? Hardy la Pasma, buscar Ruby, Vale, vamos a ir a la vidriera. Por algún extraño motivo nos han dicho nuestros sueños que deberíamos ir hacia allí. Así que vamos a ir hacia allí. No, la verdad es que... No, parece el salvo de macho. Ah, bueno. Juan Carlos y Antonio me comentaron algo de Willy Rex y... ¿Cómo se llama este otro? El... Willy Rex y... Es que no me acuerdo del nombre de ese otro. Gref, eso. Y luego también hubo algo del Choca hace unas semanas. Y no me acuerdo de más. O sea, no estoy muy puesto. Yo lo que me van contando Juan Carlos y Antonio de vez en cuando, que ellos sí que siguen mucho este tipo de cosas.
The mother of humanism stands up. Why? That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else? The mother of humanism.
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule.
The woman.
I have no...
Sí, que no puedo hacer nada. Con la figurita, ¿qué le hago? La sensación de que este va a ser el último día ya, ¿eh? Porque no... empiezo a dejar de tener cosas que hacer. La 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 la. El juego además dura unas 25 o 30 horas y llevamos por las 30 y pocas. O sea que debe de quedar poco. De hecho, ya veis, ya dejo de tener prácticamente objetivos. Ya prácticamente no me queda nada que hacer. La 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 la. ¿Por qué me preguntas, sabes? ¿Porque querías comentarme algo al respecto? Uy, vaya bostezo, ¿no?
La 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 la.
Suliram, suliram. Ram, ram. Tenemos que ir sobre todo al coche. Let's go to the car. To the carnival. To the car, to the car, to the carnival. To the car, to the car. Con este señor no tendremos nada que hablar, ¿no? Y adobaste además de prácticamente el mismo día. Sí, es cierto que ha empezado todo. Dios mío, con los botezos ya está, ¿no, coño? Me tomo el puto café.
Hello, hello.
La verdad que en muy poco tiempo se ha...
Sure. Let me have a look. All right, let's see it. Oh, no, 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 no. Besides, this gear costs a fortune. Oh, no. Photic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism.
You have absolutely no idea what aphotic paths are. But
anything else you're thinking of selling?
Para lo que me va a dar de dinero, la verdad que... Pero, ¿y cómo lo vendo?
I'm not purged. Another time, perhaps. I doubt.
The pawnbroker.
No sé. Tampoco... No sé. Yo es que no uso Twitter. Y lo único que uso últimamente es Instagram y lo uso porque sigo a mis amigos y poco más. Pero prácticamente ni siquiera subo fotos, o sea que... ¿Y el manga te mola? Podría decirte que sí, pero realmente no leo manga, entonces... Me gusta el anime, solo consumo anime.
Officer, care to play a game with the lonely old man? Actually, never mind. The prick is gone. I can barely...
He is trying to retain his jolly facade, but the underlying sadness casts a deep...
Hell, most likely. He was an absolute cunt. His hungry little heart finally gave out. The dock workers found him in the guard booth this morning. Wasn't even supposed to be working.
Did he feel like he has to prove he can still pull his weight?
Guess he was about to head home. Cause when the dock workers found him, he was wearing civilian clothes. Sometimes I thought he was wearing it just to piss me off. Now the joke's on him, cause he's gonna be buried without it. No, René was the most stubborn man.
He has doubts, but right now, he just wants to move on.
I repeat, an absolute cunt. Even his whole... The only people who could stand to be around him were Jenny and me. She's so... and shit, we've hated each other. Yes, I loved that angry prick. He didn't deserve it.
Mi anime favorito, dice.
You know what his last words to me were? In Guillaume's time, you'd have been shot without trial. That's what he said to me. He lived a cunt, and he died a cunt. I took them for myself.
Strange how...
¿Qué pasa? Que probablemente mi anime favorito sea Bleach, pero por nostalgia, más que porque sea bueno. O sea que... Por nostalgia los que más me gustan son Bleach y One Piece, pero no porque para mí sean buenos, sino porque me gustan porque de pequeño los consumí muchísimo y muy fuerte. Sí, leí por ahí que iban a sacar alguna temporada nueva de Bleach y no sé qué, pero vamos. Cero esperanza, ¿eh? Y después de tanto tiempo, a ver qué hacen.
Let me see. This was 60 years ago. We all went to that parade. Young René looked so happy, and Jenny... I'm sorry, officer. I just... Thank you.
That was nice. A small thing for us, but invaluable to him. He probably didn't... Yes, we are both very sorry for your loss.
It is what it is. Part of life, really. But to know someone for 79 years, I just don't know anymore. About anything, really. Yes? Yes.
He finds comfort in...
We
are both very sorry.
It is what I just don't...
Ha palmado el viejo. Vamos a utilizar la radio.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
No, lo de One Piece no lo sé. Y tampoco me lo digas porque lo llevo casi al día. El anime digo, no el manga. Del anime creo que voy por el 900... No sé si por el sí, por el 900... ¿900 cuánto? No me acuerdo, pero vamos.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. 10-4, sir. Roger that, and very glad to hear it. Roger that, 10-10.
No, cerrar la puerta, ¿no?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio
Le parto
microphone.
las piernas.
Pull out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Does it... Sylvie? Yes. Oh, great. What else? No? Yeah.
You hear
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Yes. I got the mercenary's name and a few...
the lieutenant leans in to listen. Notebook in hand.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Ellis Cortenaer. That's E. He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster...
According to Clausia, Lele said his real name wasn't really his. Perhaps that's because he was fostered.
This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the Eastbrand Military Academy. Then the armor followed him to Seminine, it's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files.
It is. Thank you, Alice.
None, officer. Sorry.
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Alice. Great work.
No problem, Lieutenant.
A compliment from Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Not bad.
A name. This is very good. Ellis Cortenard.
This means something to him. To know that name. Like naming a... Sometimes police work is about human dignity. About giving back names to anonymous...
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions?
Yo
In the cabin.
antes consumía mucho anime, ya no tanto porque consumo mucho... Últimamente estoy consumiendo muchas series de mierda. Bueno, series de mierda. En plan, series a las que no le doy demasiada importancia mientras juego o mientras estoy tirado en la cama, quedándome dormido, en plan... No consumo anime porque me requiere una atención que no estoy dispuesto ahora mismo a darle a ver algo, ¿sabes? Ahora mismo, por ejemplo, me estoy viendo Arrow en Netflix, que tiene 8 temporadas de 24 capítulos, que es de puto psicópata. Me la pongo en la pantalla secundaria y mientras pues estoy haciendo cosas.
The Copper NATO is back. What do you want?
What do you want?
What's that, Copper? You want us to...
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your...
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Kurong or something.
Hey, wasn't Everett's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She had something to you.
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun.
No? Well, whatever then.
No. They totally said what it was.
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with? Auntie LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo.
Be anything else you wanted to know? Walls? Like before?
Us kids? That must have been ages ago. The children kept her together.
Get wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, she... Shit. I don't actually know. Anyone?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig? No, I didn't.
Yeah, Carl. That's some pretty fucking... Dunno. She lives by the water.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night.
Station 41.
Nope.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
Bueno, ya hemos informado de esto a este señor. Para que se encargue él. 13 cargas de moral, que es de lo que más tengo precisamente. Sube las escaleras hasta la azotea. Termina el origen del disparo. No hay mucho más que hacer.
The time is now. Taola. Time for the show. Ulogu Theodos. Xeno Zau. Monday morning. The moment you arrived in this reality are the first crack in the sheer face of God. Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos, and it's totally also a coping mechanism. So you should be. Perhaps. Just a thought. This has something to do with the hangover. The face of the woman fractures.
¿Esa idea de qué es? El policía del apocalipsis. De todas formas, hasta que no desarrollemos este, menos uno de retórica además. Así. Mientras, ese tío habla igual que los mensajes que me mandan mis amigos a las 3 de la madrugada. A veces pasa.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous. Hi. So what brings you here?
Vaya, puedes reintentarlo.
It's the sports.
You did? And how did you like him? I told you he can be very useful. A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. To his opportunities in Occident, sur la clé. Still. Or is it just money? I don't know. Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time. Bet he won't be there when times get tough, I guess. It is. On Sundays. He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean. What admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer? Convenient. Oh yes, let's see. Nothing. That I didn't see any. Why shouldn't he? What friend? No, I don't think muscular, handsome,
muscular,
strong. Like one of the... Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece, just reporting back whatever I was telling him. Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded vaguely Sure. Anything else on your mind? Bye-bye, gendarme.
Bye-bye, gendarme. Vamos subiendo de compostura. Vamos a ponernos cosas con compostura. ¿Con o sin postura? Con postura. ¿Qué postura? Postura. Y esto me da compostura. No va a haber nada que me dé compostura. Entonces, huevos. Me cago en Dios. Espero de aquí que me baje compostura. Porque si algo me lo está bajando. Vamos a guardar y hacer unos cuantos intentos. Aquí tenemos 42.
It's the sport.
Nada, la cargo. Ha cargado 3 veces. En total no hay mucho más que hacer ya.
Hi again, gendarme.
Hi,
Could he
gendarme.
be a member of the homosexual underground?
Wow, inesperado.
Just pointing it out. We're not talking about some kind of cult with members here. You made it up.
The homosexual underground?
Divertida sorpresa. Vale, se la toma bien.
Why, yes, I am, officer. Why? Do you want to investigate? Oh, it's a pleasure group. A Sabrosa pleasure group congregating in cellars under the cover of night. Saturday night. Sometimes even Friday night. Or Thursday night. Sometimes the congregating doesn't even end. It carries on into our daily life. Oh, we're ambitious. We want to destroy the last vestiges of meaning, the last things people in Rebishol have to hold on to, the true symbols of security. The meaning of man and woman, mother and father, their marriage. Everything will be constantly shifting and moving under our rule. The future will belong to a circus of identities just spinning around, surreal and unreal. You won't even know who you are anymore. Yes, we listen to a lot of disco. Some say we engineered disco to spread our vision of a vertigen. We are going to change the family unit with all this razzmatazz and finger dancing. And with mysteries. Of course, the mysteries are also of sexual nature, very esoteric. You can't just get into it. You have to be born into it. One is either already in the homosexual movement or forever excluded from it. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. Who knows, maybe you were homosexual in the past. Maybe all of that has been repressed. I have to say that you do look like someone who might be part of the underground. You have that very distinctive, I can't understand what's going on here look. Do think about it, officer. Absolutely wonderful.
A man like you.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Descubrir sexualidad en tan solo un día. No será 20 horas a menos que quiera entrar en el reino del fantasmé erotique. Después entonces podrás ser 20 horas o más. Muchísimas. ¿Qué es esto? 8 horas. Hostia, que 8 horas son muchas. No he dicho 20, pero es que no tengo tantas. Que 8, a esta le queda 6.
Again?
Yes?
Adiós.
Hey, was there? Got the 20. Good.
No.
Apagarla nada más que para hacer la tirada del espejo. ¡Mari Carmen! ¡Mari Carmen, está el estofado ya! No, no. Demasiadas connotaciones ofensivas. A ver, aquí quiero hacer lo del...
The windows stand.
¿Verdad? Sí.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it,
La herramienta. ¿Pero qué herramienta necesito? O sea, tengo esto y tengo esto. ¿Cuál de estas dos necesitaré? Necesito conectividad. Así que vamos a buscar cositas con conectividad. Esto me da conectividad 1, pero las que tengo son de conectividad. No. Realmente lo único que me cambiaba ha sido... nada. Guarda. Reclaman en inglés que este señor me cae bien como profesor, después filosofía. Eso con el británico. Pues nada, Sans, tío. Vayan bien la clase y ya nos veremos en otro momento.
a mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Guarda la partida. Quiero,
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, the faucet is quite terribly mangled, but you handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to watch. The bed is still cold from the...
Ahora vamos de ahí. Es todo cuestión de dinero. Es todo cuestión de dinero. Pues nada, vamos a tirar para adelante, ¿no? Bueno, podemos hablar una vez con los de Krenel. Bueno, con el de Krenel, porque el otro no está localizado. Vamos a guardar, bueno, lo guardamos al tema ahí y ya está.
Looking for something.
Looking for something. Ah, vamos a entrar aquí a coger... ¡A comprar droga! Voy a dejar aquí las botellitas que tengamos, que no sé si tenemos, la verdad.
The tear machine stands in the corner.
No.
A small cabinet on the wall.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope. Okay, here. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel.
¿Quién me había dicho que era tan fácil esto? 11 cargas. Me pica aquí, debajo del pecho. Ay. El pexo.
Right to work! Free flow of fucking bomb.
I'm going.
How about you?
Okay. There could be weapons. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. We were the physically
No hay nada que hacer con este tío. O sea, no... Vamos a hablar con el de aquí arriba. Un momento. Ah, y vamos a hablar con el del container. Del containerdor.
The unpromising.
I think that will be they're all.
Race. There is nothing I cannot.
There must be.
Mr. Clare is a man jam. Offshoot. I am not.
Ah, tiene sentido seguir hablando de ese señor. Así con el del container podemos hacer algo más. Y nos vamos a ver si podemos hacerlo de subir la escalera, porque no entiendo muy bien cómo pretende que lo hagamos. Sigo sin entenderlo. Supongo que es que necesito a Kim para que me empuje o me ayude o yo qué sé. Por eso no me dejaría... Y vamos a hacer lo del teléfono. Ahora que le puedo meter 15.000 puñetazos sin desangrarme ahí tirado en el suelo entre sufrimientos y llantos. Porque tengo 15.000 pastillas ya compradas, claro. Es a lo que me refería. Me han dicho que habían encontrado aquí a...
This is the night, generally speaking.
I suppose René is not going to be needing it anymore. It's a bit too colorful for my taste, though. Fantastic. Try not to worry.
Patrimonio, Revacholi y reacción. Bueno. Postura. Reacción. Y no la conciencia. Aquí tengo más. Compostura. Reacción. Esto me ven... Uy, no me gusta cómo le queda. Nos quedamos como estábamos. ¡Rápido, rápido! ¡Rápido, vayan! ¡Vayan!
back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Extracción. Ah, son extracción, anda. What can I do for you? Extracción. Dicho extracción es celeste. Vale. Vale, bueno, ahora mismo tenemos más 2 de abstracción. Le podemos subir algún puntito incluso. Un cojonazo de abstracción, vamos, por mucho que me tenga puesto menos 2 por...
What can I do for you?
If business.
A mí no me la juegas así, ¿eh? Lo siento mucho.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for
Deploying high concept buzzword gener. It's time to disrupt the future. You've got to steal the union boss's idea, add a twist, and present it as your own. Very capitalistic.
a youth center, huh? What kind of youth?
A place to teach them practical skills. Come on, tell him what he wants to hear.
Brilliant. Without children, who'll be there to buy stuff in the future? When life closes a door, it opens a window, yes? What do you expect?
You're deep into ultra-liberal territory now.
Very impressive. You've got... I don't normally do this without a formal pitch deck, but to hell with it. Here's a round of seed funding. This should be enough to prove out the concept and get things off the ground. Remember, it's not a handout.
The lieutenant stands there, dumbfounded. His mouth opens slightly, then closes again.
I'm not unimpressed. Let's leave.
Now, was there anything? The pleasure fair?
Bien. Espera aquí. Este es mi dinero. O sea, no me ha dado 100. No es que me haya dado 100. Me ha dado... Me ha dado 100 millones, 100 mil... Me ha dado... más... Ah, no. Ah, vale. Me ha dado 100, me ha dado 100. Digo, no puede ser. Perdía muchísimo más, la verdad. Una cosa. Ponerme cosas que me den forma física. Electroquímica. En Really no hay nada más que me dé forma física. Bueno, pues lo que voy a hacer entonces es sí o sí quitarme... Ponerme las cosas que sí que llevaba antes. O sea, esto. Ay, qué mierda, tío. Tengo 2 llagas. Una aquí. Aquí, justo por dentro del labio. Y otra aquí. Es una mierda, la verdad. Puerta atracada. Atrancada. ¿Puerta atrancada? ¿Qué puerta atrancada hay? Mira, puedo hablar otra vez con Annette. Tirada de compostura. Pero hay... Claro, siempre hay que mirar si hay algo que me esté bajando la compostura también. Vale.
Hello again, sir.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why?
What do you mean, sir?
She knows where this is going. She looks around anxiously. The lieutenant stands by, looking a facade of true professionalism. He is far more intrigued by the situation. She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She actually is impressed. This is more like a defensive reflex. She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Because you usually aren't. I sure hope you are, sir.
There she stands, swaying on her feet. There's something you're missing.
Aquí de sugestión. Vale.
Hi, Ace Detective.
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, apologising to everyone. I don't really understand what you've done wrong. Of course, you've stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you. Yeah, but you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes.
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too.
I didn't know I had to do that. I'm glad I could help you, sir.
I'm glad I could help you, sir. Vale. Hablar con la señora.
Hello again, esteemed officer. Oh, God. I've told her not to.
A part of hers, too, clearly.
She can, if she has enough willpower.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. This is a person coming to terms with a new reality, one where they are wrong. She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an...
Oh, no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course.
My husband is completely different, of course.
Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter, soon we'll both be... It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of... Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get... He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent...
Super silent.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if...
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the world.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are... I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand. She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store...
And hell freezes over. The woman looks...
Aló. Ah, mírala. Es esta, ¿no?
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my...
Just out of the rain.
Math. It's really... Oh, I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does. Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there. Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. Right, I have to get...
Le queda bien desde luego. Un intentito aquí de subir tema.
The barbell waits patiently. The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master. You managed to hoist it off the ground. See? See?
Weightlifting at the station gym, I mean. I prefer running. It clears your head.
Le doy otro intento y si no me voy.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master. You managed...
Un intentito más. Va, venga, va.
barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Me ha salido. Buenísimo.
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble. A warm wave of accomplishment. Hey, but you're still in a ghost house. What if someone heard this? What if they know your
good technique?
Good technique. Good, good. ¿Esta idea? ¿Qué tú quieres? Habla con él.
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand. Right.
Some area.
Pero he pasado varias veces por aquí y no siempre me ha hecho esto. No sé.
Tiles on
Una cola de los dados.
Oh, it's you again. Are you?
Calafríos.
Oh,
¿De qué nivel?
it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Oh.
Oh, it's you
Oh.
again.
Hostia, legendario, tú. No tengo tantas cosas con escalofrío, la verdad. Más 3. Ya unos cuantos intentillos, ¿no?
It's you again.
28 bastante bajo, pero
aside
bueno.
from getting naked.
Oh, it's you again.
Oh,
Aside
it's you
from-
again. Dámela.
Oh, it's you again.
Aside from
Oh, it's you again.
a gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated.
Didn't we already talk about this? What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
This doesn't make any sense. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
You're right. I should take a trip to the roof once the snow is gone. Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces. She starts laughing.
Do you know what this is? It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with a little. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan. It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world, that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney? Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entire... But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories,
Officer. Vale, ahora. Es que ya me voy acordando de lo que llevo siempre puesto. No sé, claro. Me falta armadura. Mundo precario. 4, milagro, 4 con... Vamos a quitar esto y vamos a poner mundo precario, a ver qué nos da. Y... voy a... botiquín. Una física, puerta trancada. El ahorcado. Vale. Estas dos de aquí no se pueden hacer. Este tampoco se puede hacer. Este tampoco se puede hacer. Solo guardarlo. Tubería de drenaje. Forma física. No sabía yo eso. Podemos hacer... Ah, no, el de Gastón no. Podemos meterle un punto a retórica y darle unos cuantos intentitos. El Glass G lo hemos intentado antes varias veces y no ha salido, pero sí que podemos hacer lo del botiquín. Sigo sin entender bien esto, tío, porque no pudimos hacer...
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, like a smooth draw. The speaker.
Good morning. Please repeat. Is this the production? Good. Good.
Really? She just used the same password? Maybe those radio computer guys aren't that paranoid after all.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do? Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework with a quiet determination. The printer starts printing. It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Whirl Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule. In its short time, the first tranche of... Eventually, the damage reached... Let's just say it was a real Fortress Accident employed, and a single... Why did Fortress Accident have so... It didn't. No, definitely not. One of them even managed to steal the production schedule, not the concept artist. It was impossible not to fail. They tried to make they thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower, and imagination. They couldn't. No, you couldn't. Definitely not. Not a chance. Even then, success remained within
¿Cómo que no?
the narrowing margin of possible. That is, until they did. No, it at the. This place was to be the world had so many. Do you really want to know?
Sí, ¿qué es lo peor que puede pasar? Continuar.
The lieutenant taps his foot impatiently.
Continúa.
What if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop?
Déjalo,
And that's it. Well, yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss. On the nature of the data, what is clear is that one day, when the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, always read the terms, and let's face it, they didn't have any money left for a legal action. Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophe. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance. S. Lukanen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. That's not what her colleagues thought. The production schedule ends with 4 months later by an unknown author. I am the only I have compared Sandbrun 1147. That's tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Cast the filament slight.
The filaments. Pues vamos para afuera, ¿no? Que ya nos vamos, amigo, que ya nos vamos. ¡Que ya nos vamos! Las manos heladas, macho. ¡Qué puto frío hace! Coño. Perdona, estaba mirando otra cosa. Vamos a ir cortando 15-20 minutitos, ¿eh? Sigue haciendo 4 grados, estás de coño. No puede ser, ¿no? 8. Bueno. No es esperanzador precisamente, pero... ¿Qué es lo que hay? Ah, bueno, y vamos a intentar lo de Gastón por un lado. Y lo del de este de pastillas. Gastón era con retórica. Retórica. Hola, Gastón.
Oh.
Host Almighty. He's a total bummer.
Officer.
Ah, ya no puedo preguntarle. Mierda, no subió para nada. Vamos por el botiquín y seguimos ya con la esta principal. Sin más dilación.
This medicine cabinet is
Electroquímica. Vale. Esa sí tenemos varias, de hecho. Líder. Electroquímica. Electroquímica. Electroquímica.
the pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricot. By the way, the raw
Interesante eso, ¿eh? Porque de su pasado.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with a bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters.
Preptide.
Jackpot, baby.
Jackpot,
That's the stuff
baby.
you're looking for.
Venga, la conectividad. La forma de conectividad tampoco había mucho. Los guantes estos. Y ya, ¿no? Podemos subir un puntito de acá, hombre. Conectividad. Sube.
This medicine cabinet, there it is. The orange sun. It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine.
Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine.
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucked. You dropped it. Wow. That's unbelievable. The lieutenant, who cares?
Con un 50 y algo, yo creo que le podemos dar varios tries, ¿no?
This medicine cap, there it is. The orange, you dropped it.
Tío.
This medicine cabinet, there it.
Preptide.
The fucker. It's speed, man. Just you
It's
drop.
speed,
Wow.
man.
That's the lieutenant. Who cares?
Baby, 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 baby. Baby, baby. Llevamos prácticamente 3 horas y no hemos hecho nada realmente. Es decir, nada, sí que hemos hecho cosas, pero me refiero. No hemos hecho nada en cuanto a lo que era, por ejemplo, lo principal, ¿no? Que es encontrar a la
This
roja
medicine,
esa.
there it is. It's speed, man.
Preptide.
It's speed.
The fuck are you waiting for? You dropped it.
Tío, me está
Wow.
vacilando, macho. Con tiradas de mucho menos porcentaje he tenido menos... O sea, he tenido que repetirlo menos veces que con esta puta mierda. ¡Puta mierda!
This medicine cabinet is stocked. There it is. The orange. You dropped it. This medicine cap, there it is. The orange sun wearing bliss. You drop.
Joder, tío. No te creo de verdad. O sea, ¿qué más quiere? ¿Qué mierda es esto? Me has mandado aquí un correo. ¿Qué esto supo? Ah, esto es lo de Gmail.
This medicine cabinet,
La
there
risa.
it is. The orange. You drop. Wow.
Tío, mira. Cómeme los huevos, macho. Enable status soon. Procesos de autorizar para establecer y algunos son complejos y tienen en cuenta una serie de factores, ¿no? Los compatibles para evitar con repetir en lugar de sentarse en aumentar su audiencia y participar, que es lo mejor.
This medicine cabinet, there it is. The orange sun. You dropped it.
Pues que esto no tiene ninguna clase de sentido.
This medicine cap, there it is. The orange. You drop. Wow.
Tío.
This medicine cap, there it is. The orange. You drop. Wow.
Pero tío, ¿hola? ¿Qué coño? Lo intento una vez más y me voy. Vamos, me está tocando los cojones. Mira la mierda esta de... Míralo, tío. Es que me parece de coña, de verdad. Parece de coña lo de esta gente.
This medicine cap, there it is. The orange. You drop.
Pues nada,
Wow.
toma por culo.
That's unbelievably orange. Anyone can see that. The lieutenant tries to keep his eyes on the door, but who cares, man?
Me da igual. Vamos. Qué pinta. Ahora, ¿cómo le responde ya a este señor? Responde de aquí, ¿no? Se responde en plan de... sí, pero...
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
¿Qué pasa? Que primero voy a hacer otra cosa. Voy a comprarle toda la ropa al que hay abajo. Nos vamos ya para allá. Vamos a usar por primera vez el viaje rápido.
Yes, what is it? You told them.
Pero... No, es que estaba llorándoles. Vale, pues entiendo que tenemos que pasar por el conducto, pero para pasar por el conducto necesito más fuerza física, ¿no? Más forma física. Más no entendí.
Behind the pipe.
Mucha, de hecho. Yo voy a vestirme como estaba antes. Luego vamos regulando. Está... Esto. Vale, así es como estaba yo vestido. Ahora, forma física. Era el único, ¿no?, que tenía forma física, de hecho. O sea, no había ningún otro objeto con forma física. Sí que me notó. Ah, y vamos a comprar... Mierda. Es que sabía yo que se me olvidaba algo. Ya no puedo utilizar el viaje rápido, güey. Me lo habéis quitado. Pues que tengo que estar en uno de estos puntos. Ah, es que tengo que estar en uno de estos puntos. Voy a bajar la iluminación aquí un puntito. O no he dicho. Un puntito. No. Vamos a hablar con el de aquí abajo.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. You won't wreck. Gotta protect.
Protect.
The shine on these sunglasses a man who a good starter pair. Everything's
Ninguna tenía forma física. Para mi puta desgracia. Hay de instinto, de compostura, percepción y electroquímica. Pero... justo de lo que yo buscaba. No. Y nada, a guardar partida y echar 15.000 intentos. A ver si no me abro la cabeza. Otra vez. Passively.
Behind the pipe. The mate. You and the lieutenant lean all your weight into pushing the door.
Let's take a breather and try.
O sea, que no me puedo subir forma física, entonces la única manera de avanzar es sí o sí, porque Si yo pincho ahora aquí arriba no me deja escalar, entiendo, ¿no? No, la única opción es esto de aquí.
The rusty ladder leads.
Teleported.
Even if it isn't, no one.
That's not.
What are they talking?
Teleportation.
Oh, yeah.
He is restraining himself from using a
esto es
parental
savoir-faire.
tone with you right now.
Vale, pues savoir-faire sí que lo puedo subir y sí que puedo ponerme cosas con savoir-faire. Este me quitaba, ¿no? Vale, vamos a ver. Este me da savoir-faire. Quítate. Joder, macho. Subirla un poquito, ¿no? Lo guardamos.
The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. All you
Ay,
need
puta
to
madre.
do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like
como
magic.
magia.
You feel
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
You know, for the record, you didn't teleport there. You just climbed the ladder with your eyes closed.
The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice.
Uy.
Faintly you hear.
Uy. Creía que había petado, sinceramente. Ah, vale, que va a hacer así. Vale, vale. Voy a quitar lo que me da savoir-faire, que era... Ah, bueno, esto mira que es de forma física. Vale, te llevo esto. Y de gafas llevo la del enciclopedia. Aquí entiendo que no se puede ir, vale. Pues bajamos. Bajamos. Sí que voy a llegar hasta aquí. Hola. Esto está lleno de polvo y mugre. Ah.
This isn't just glass. These are old yes, filament memories. From the time when the how was a closely guarded secret. The why is easy, because they hadn't come up with modern silicon-based systems.
So it is. I think these used to form a single system, slotted in the wall. The rest of the building seems to have been picked clean. These? No. These are old filament memories. I hope you're not expecting to find a device here.
All you will find here.
Sabía que iba a haber algo de ropa aquí en algún sitio. La puerta lleva al sótano.
Two rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crew. It's much easier.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that. Yes. Time to investigate these passages. Let's move quietly and not make more sound.
Not running.
A ver, pues entonces después de hacer esto, ¿no?
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with years' worth of duck.
Some radical or radicals, half a century? I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce. We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in random neighborhoods.
Good hiding place for someone who's up to no good.
I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case. Millions of depictions of Matt. You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
Vale.
You mean like Ruby? No. Más guaca. Everything.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp.
No, what do you mean? I don't feel it, but no.
It's not a quib. The situation. Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain doesn't wish to hurt you. Not according to your ear canal. No, buddy. That's not good. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in it.
The explosion of static you're hearing. It's the ULAN frequency blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
Saw my equations?
You should probably check on Kim. That's what good partners do.
Right behind you, officer.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more signals are relayed across a series of
So, what we are experiencing is...
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for...
She's been holed up in here for...
I built it myself.
And she's proud of it too.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Way beyond. No. Once I shut down the Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me.
So she thinks of...
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Damn this.
God damn it. Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
Well, it doesn't feel much better. But you can form... Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this. The violet white noise becomes...
know it's bad. Look, I know this isn't very fun for you, so let's wrap this up. You have a tribunal to attend. No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching. Though who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? Oh. I knew the kitten had claws, but she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Titus and his boys. He told
Even now, Kim is a paragon of professionalism. He is trying to...
Well, fuck. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people...
A dull despair.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by? I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Like what?
A strong moral compass.
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable. Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. You think I was envious of his Yeah, sure. And I didn't like wild pines sending in those foreign hirelings.
She didn't hate him.
I'm listening. Man, I was with the boys the whole night. You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time. Look, fuck you, man. I might also have stopped by the bar.
She speaketh truth.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain. No. Not since I was 14 and hanging out in the only diner in Dardun. Haven't been into low rip. Why? Yeah, and probably some ghosts from the time of the suzerain. I'm not really interested in not murder mysteries either.
She looks you in the eye, impassively, making it clear that she's not planning to...
Cool. They sent a ghost cop out. The fuck do elevators have? Not particularly. Why are you so hung up on it?
That's a pretty good question, actually. She clearly doesn't know anything about the secret passage.
I'm not really into old shit for old...
God damn it!
Don't know it. The shot couldn't have come from the roof. Or we would have all heard it.
She has a point there.
That didn't go super well.
And? The gun store, Trigger Happy Jacks. What did you think? That I'm going to squeal? A knocked away 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not real... Yeah. Evident. I considered her a good friend, yeah. What the hell, man? Wow. Pissing, pinball... If I want to stare at a pretty girl, I can pick one up at a bar. Or, worst case scenario... What the fuck, man? She's everyone's type. She's your type.
She's beginning to suspect you've broken into her lorry now.
Cool, man, cool. I'm glad you got off on it. What the fuck? Nope. Look. She has an effect on people for the same reason that she's everyone... Oh, so that's where you were going with this. That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts. We didn't...
The lieutenant watches her expectantly.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Clausy was into me too for a time.
Claudia only said they may be kissed. Someone is lying here.
She rejected me with... I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine. I'll take it.
No ill will there. It wasn't a problem for her.
Yeah. One time when we'd both been drinking, I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she... Yeah. The girl seemed terrified. The merc... Go ahead.
And mine too, he thinks. But keep on. This must be done.
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia. The view's pretty bomb, too. It's very powerful. Yes, I'm sure. So...
That really...
Okay.
Beneath it, she's relieved. Thompson.
That's... Man, it...
She deliberately avoided naming.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never based on what I've heard about you. Yeah?
More questions before doing anything.
Tribunal. Now they're gonna... And you. Watch out. I'm guessing...
If one or
a third. Ah, this is bad.
As I said, watch out.
The pain is becoming
I heard you in the passages, so you found my shack, huh?
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
So nice. That's one...
As opposed to the other.
I was. Before I caught you in the pale light.
That's her. It was dark in the shed. The wave...
How should I know?
Police radio?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in closet. He was still warm. But the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
She eyes you.
It's okay. We just want to...
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and she sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her. Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it. No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But she asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea. Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quick she asked me to help her dress.
Glacier knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure otherwise.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her. As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried the lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have...
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt.
Fuck it. I'm not... I saw you roll into town. Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Through the sudden sharp pain, it's especially bad, son.
Everyone in Jamrock, the cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holding?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with a disco pants and a funny tie.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the tape. Criminals make up bogus stories about cops all the time. All of this just means that you're effective. Criminals know you and are scared of you.
Nah. That I'm not planning to shoot you. You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock?
She's not going to change her mind that easily. Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singing?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway? Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had two guys and a lady. One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman, that sound about right?
No idea. Satellite Officer Vic Blair looks out of the window grimly. Let's go home, John. No.
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. What bunker? Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since...
Keep calm.
Glad to have...
The woman runs past you and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
¿Y ahora qué?
All things considered, it could have gone worse. No, I don't think she did it.
It's too late now, anyway.
Now we have to come up with a really good excuse for why we walked right into her tent. Maybe there's something in there.
The plain red tape. It was pitched by practiced hands. She's used to camping out. The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. Assorted soft covers, most...
See anything?
Rhaegar Monthly. You pocket a trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately.
Aquí y ahora.
A thick journal. The cover is made of full Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald. Beloved. She's got good taste. The journal falls open. The large cursive of some, perhaps too confident. It's a mix of logistical notes.
It's good she left in a hurry.
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Look,
there could be useful information about local...
Esoteric radio, short, wry observations, staff issues. Always tough on the leadership. The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads, nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, she is referring to that name isn't mentioned. Small wonder. Would you... Great. And then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. This must be a mistake. The thought steadies your nerves. Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know. Did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people. They'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that the entry ends abruptly. The most recent, and even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run.
It looks like she might have been... framed?
That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed.
No, I don't think you are. Asks...
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps his trust is well placed.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have... Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Claudia was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or... maybe she had an accomplice. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags.
Questions to do. Vale, vamos a terminar de explorar este sitio, que contará poco, será la parte de abajo, y ya está. Y cortamos por aquí. Que estoy muerto de hambre y todavía me tengo que hacer la comida, tú. Ni siquiera sé qué voy a comer. Esta era la puerta que había debajo. Vale, vale. Lo he entendido ahora al asomarme un poco y ver el tubo ese a la izquierda. Ah. Bueno, aquí lo vamos a dejar por hoy. Bueno, por ahora. Así que nada, me voy despidiendo. Lo dicho, peñita. Espero os haya gustado, que os hayáis entretenido y hayáis pasado un rato agradable. Hasta luego.